So making headlines in the entertainment industry are the Grammy Awards that took place and are actually right now wrapped up, and also the BAFTAs took place over the weekend. So joining us to talk more on the entertainment news making headlines is Danielle Weakley, and she's the editor of Grazia magazine. Thank you so very much for joining us.
Absolutely.
And welcome.
Thank you.
You know, so the Grammys took place, and you know, the organizers last week asking for
I know.
artists not to reveal too much
No
flesh.
side boobs.
So
no.
how was the red carpet?
It was very demure. Let's put it that way. If I think of what was going on last year when Nicki Minaj arrived with the Pope, basically, versus the flesh that is normally on show, it was a very sophisticated, very classy red carpet. The girls are gorgeous and they were covered up. Some of them pushed the boundaries a bit, like J-Lo, who had a full leg on show. But yeah, they look beautiful.
And who were some of the big wins that came out of the Grammys?
I mean, I think in terms of the wins, the guys just absolutely nailed it. Fun did brilliantly, Grazia did brilliantly, Frank Ocean, and they looked super hot while doing it.
And looking at the BAFTAs that also took place, what did we see coming out of the red carpet? Or a lot of fashion-forward outfits?
I always feel sorry for the BAFTAs because that red carpet is generally so soggy. They're always arriving in the pouring London rain, and last night it was even snowing. And to look that good on a red carpet in the snow when everyone's in these beautiful, revealing gowns is no mean feat. For me, on the BAFTA red carpet, lots of black, but the girls look beautiful. Tandy Newton was wearing this amazing black lace Louis Vuitton gown. I thought Marion Cotillard looked incredible. She was in a bright sunshine yellow. So against that sea of black dresses, she stood out for me. Although she raced down that red carpet so fast because everyone said she was shivering. I mean, it was freezing, freezing in London last night.
And looking at the big winners that came out of the BAFTAs?
I don't think there were any surprises for the BAFTAs. I think what's amazing now is that we've got 2 weeks to go until the Oscars. And I think that who we've seen doing the big wins on Golden Globes and Critics' Choice and BAFTAs is leading us into the Oscars. I think the big upset with the Oscars is obviously Argo and Ben Affleck not getting a nomination, and he has cleaned up across the board and obviously the game last night.
And of course the AFCON tournament there and the closing ceremony. A lot of South African artists are really making us proud in terms of their performances. And would you say that in South Africa now, South African artists are becoming even more appreciated?
For sure. Absolutely. I mean, I think from a media point of view, there's a lot more involvement, and I think social media as well allows you the opportunity to really engage with local artists and be a part of their success. And I think that the AFCON tournament last night was just such a refreshing, cool, it kind of felt quite unbuttoned, and it was colourful and energetic and vibrant. I absolutely loved it.
And looking at our opening ceremony and also looking now at last night's closing ceremonies, would you say that the performance that South Africa put out there meets international standards in terms of the showcase that the showpiece that we can show out there?
For sure. I think what I loved about both the opening and the closing ceremonies is it wasn't trying to be anything other than what it was. We weren't trying to be this like unbelievably ridiculous bells and whistles. It was Africa and what we were good at. We had loads of singing and dancing and movement and colour. It was just such a great celebration. It felt so energetic and so vibrant, and that's what I loved about it. And I think actually they completely nailed it last night, even more so for me than the opening ceremony.
Now, another thing that's making headlines I see here is a new reality show featuring Mandela's granddaughters that is set to air in the US. I think it's titled Being Mandela. Your views on what we can expect from that reality series?
Well, I must be honest, I mean, I'm dying to watch it, and I'm sure that everyone else would be the same. The girls are being quite coy about and saying, you know, it's just about them being mothers and being, you know, part of that legacy and part of the Mandela history. It'll be interesting to see. I'm not expecting anything wild because they are a bit older, but I think it's going to be very cool, and I'm looking forward to watching it.
Now, this particular series is airing in the US. Is there any particular reason why it is not showcased on South African soil first?
Oh, I wouldn't have any idea why not here first, other than the fact that I'm sure it'll come. And I would think from a business point of view, I suppose the easiest way to get it started is to kick it off in the States and create that kind of marketing buzz and hype around it. I'm sure it'll be here.
And the SAFTAs nominations were coming out on Wednesday. What can we expect from that?
Gosh, I mean, the SAFTAs, I'm looking forward to it. I know there's that, I feel like I'm on such a red carpet awards roll that it'll be great at the end of all of these international awards to kind of roll straight into the BAFTAs in April. I'm excited. I can't say that there are any big ones on my radar that I think I'll be horrified if they aren't nominated or not. I mean, I think that we'll expect to see the same faces.
But of course, a lot of South African films really making it big abroad. When we look at The Adventures of Zambezia, soundtracks being nominated. We look at Asad, a movie that was shot in South Africa, really coming out on the international stage. Are we really seeing a great development in film and television in South Africa?
I think so. I mean, I think it's a very exciting time for South African filmmakers, and I think that we're part of a global platform, even if in a smaller way. Filmmakers here locally have the opportunity to showcase their films internationally. And I mean, if you think of the successes of smaller films, as well as the huge success that a film like Searching for Sugar Man is doing internationally, I mean, I think it's a very exciting time. And I think that it impacts both the local industry as well as giving us a global platform.
All right. Thank you so very much for joining us. We do appreciate that. We've been speaking to Danielle Weakley, editor of Grazia magazine. For more information, you can check out their website, which is graziadaily.co.za. Here are some of the other winners from the Grammy Awards.